to Nasarawa State now, where the People's Democratic Party and the Governing All Progressives Congress have been at loggerheads over the outcome of the governorship election in the state. The latest of the hostilities between both parties is an allegation by the PDP accusing the APC of conniving with the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and security agents to manipulate the governorship election result. This has led to several protests by women groups, with the heartbreaking pictures of some of the women going half naked to alleged manipulations of the outcome of the polls. Now, some groups are urging all the aggrieved parties to reduce tension in the state and head to the courts. Well, joining me in the studio is one of the men in the eye of the storm, and of course, he is the governorship candidate of the PDP in Nasarawa State, David Ombugadu. Thank you so much, David, for joining us. You're a former member of the House of Representatives. You've gone into this election, and there's a lot of tension. Let's start from there. People have been calling on you, including officials of the state government, to speak with some of these women that have been protesting half naked, to call them to order to reduce the tension in the state. What have you been doing to ensure that there's peace in Nasarawa State as you go about, pursuing your case?
Oh, thank you, Sambo. I'm so happy that you recognize that I was once a parliamentarian. I represented the people of Akwanga, Wamba, and Nasarawa Federal Constituency at the National Assembly for 8 good years. I know some of the features, some of the things we do is to accommodate complaints, is to receive people, protesters, almost on daily basis. People have been coming to us to express their dissatisfaction about either policy issues, about act of the parliament, about some other injustice around their communities. That we've been doing.
So you're used to receiving complaints of injustice.
Yes, of course. That's
One of them now is people protesting about how the elections went, with specific issues about the declaration made by INEC and all of that. How have you been speaking with some of these groups? Because, some of the state government officials are saying that if only you're able to speak with some of these women, they wouldn't go around protesting half naked and all of that, the political tension in the state is so much.
Okay, 3 things are prominent in what the women are doing. Those women are mothers of Nasarawa State. Those women, 80% of them are widows that lost their husbands as a result of insecurity in Nasarawa State. They are our mothers. We respect them. We cherish them. Whatever made them to come out to express their emotional self are things that, as leaders, as responsible leaders, we need to really engage them. Really need to invite all the relevant stakeholders. I'm talking about civil society organizations. I'm talking about Arise TV. I'm talking about all the media stations. They need to engage them to know what's prompted them to do that, to appreciate their
grievances. The outcome of the election.
It's one of it.
And of course, it's just one of it.
It's one of it.
Okay, so
yes.
What are the other issues?
For a very sustained period of time, these women can't even go to their farms. They can't live in their village areas, in their communities. They are being harassed. They are being intimidated. They are being, most of them can't even go to their farms. Being raped.
Issues of insecurity.
Yes, being raped in their villages. And we have a government in Nasarawa State. We have a governor that has all the security vote to motivate the security agencies to work, to do their duties. These women, like I said, 80% of them are widows. We know them. Most of them participated in 2019 election. They knew what transpired in 2019 election.
Yeah, you contested in that election.
Yes,
too.
I was the candidate in 2019. I participated in debates with Sule. Being a parliamentarian, I can tell you what I have done for the people and why I am their preferred choice. I met with Sule in our debate.
Abdullah Sule,
the governor. In 2019, I knew that he has nothing to offer. I have been in the parliament for 8 years. In my record of achievement and impact in Nasarawa State, I have traversed around Nasarawa State. Personally, in terms of, when you're looking about some of the components or some of the indicators of sustainable development, water is key. water and sanitation is part of the component of sustainability. We're going to discuss that. But as a parliamentarian, I know my responsibility is to make laws for others in society. That I have done successfully. For me to be a member of parliament, I've been a part of so many committees of the parliament. And
House of Reps.
Yes. And a lot of engagement. And to my credit, in Nasarawa State, we have drilled, as part of our intervention program as a parliamentarian, I have done over 230 hand pump boreholes in 3 local governments.
Well,
nobody
has
done
the federal
10.
Nobody,
yes. No, I will explain
because these are state federal constituency projects here and there. But just as we get into this conversation, I just want you to talk to us about the dynamics of Nasarawa State and how people say that you're too young to govern that state. Because if you've had the likes of Abdullah Adamo, Akwedoma, and all of that, these are older men who are able to, because Nasarawa State is diverse, the thinking among some of these people that maybe that's the reason why Abdullah Sule, continues to, get some votes here and there, because people say that you seem younger to be able to understand how to govern the state. Talk to us about why you've consistently gone into this election. In 2019, you sought for this governorship position. You didn't get it. In 2023, again, it has eluded you. Is it like a learning curve, or you think that you actually won this election and it's stolen from you?
Well, addressing the issue of being too young, for someone that has gone to the parliament, I've been in the parliament for 8 years. At the age of 31, I was unanimously voted to represent Akwanga North constituency at the National Assembly. It's not House of Assembly, sir. And there are precedents, there are a lot of governors that were governors to the left National Assembly to be governors in their various states. National State cannot be different. And anybody that will say David is too young to govern Nasarawa State should also profile who is David. What have I done for the people? It's about governance, not about age. We have seen the past president. At what age did they govern the country? So nobody should say that I am too young to govern Nasarawa State. Besides, for the constituency or for Akwanga North to vote me for the second time, haven't voted me for the second time to represent them, shows that there is something about me that they believe. They have tested me, they have trusted me. So governing Nasarawa State, between myself, that has been in the parliament for 8 years, that have impacted the lives of people of Nasarawa State, that have drilled 1,500 boreholes, attracted 18 primary health centers, and currently we have 18,000 lives that are placed on free NHIs in Nasarawa State. And someone that has never tested politics, that has never represented the people of Nasarawa State in any political position, all he has done is to work for Dangote and then to come and be the governor. Who will you choose to be the governor of Nasarawa State? In terms of impact, quality impact, who will you prefer to be the governor?
Now let's talk about.
I have been engaging with people.
I mean, your politics there. You went into an alliance with the Labour Party. Labour Party won the state in terms of the presidential election, and because of that, there was this fever pitch where we saw you entering into an alliance with Labour Party. What did you learn from that alliance with the Labour Party, and is that the reason why you are going to court to say that with the alliance you forged that it was enough for you to have won the election, considering the outcome of the February 18 election results at the presidential level, as senatorial and House of Reps?
Okay, you see, inclusiveness is part of indicators of good governance. How to relate with people, how to bring everybody on board to work with you, how to negotiate with people, how to share political power. Those were the things that we were very transparent in engaging the Labour Party to say, come, let us rescue our state. We know that you have something to offer, and we have something to offer. But from what is evident in Nasarawa State, like the local government I came from, there is no 1 kilometer asphalt road done by this government. And I know there are several other local governments in Nasarawa State. You can investigate.
Well, the governor says he's working well, and he deserves
what do you
re-election.
expect? What do you
and of
expect?
course, he has brought lots of foreign direct investments in the state, including big rice farms, Dangote, and all of that. Talk to us about that.
And yet, the same governor lost election to us with about 8,000 votes in his local government, and you think the people are with him? Yet his DBT lost election to PDP in his local government, Doma local government, and you think that the people are with them? the party, national state chairman, and even the campaign DG lost election in Karo local government. The campaign DG is from Karo local government. The people of Karo rejected him and they voted PDP. The national chairman, who is a Democrat, you mentioned it, yes, you mentioned it. He's been a Democrat, he lost to Labour in his unit, he has not complained. But the governor, there are units in his wards that were destroyed because he's afraid of losing his wards. And we yet in his local government, we defeated him hands down with 8,000 votes. We don't want to talk about that, but for him to lose in his local government, for the deputy governor to lose in his Doma local government, for the state chairman to lose in Kokona local government, and the national chairman in Kokona local government, for his campaign DG to lose also in Karo local government, what does that tell you? And that is why when you look at the demonstration of those women, don't look at their emotional self. Look at the message they are carrying.
Yeah, but some of the APC guys said that you're sponsoring some of these women, and you should call them to order because that's the allegation. What do you make of that?
What do you expect? They are in their thousands expressing, I told you, expressing their dissatisfaction. It's not about the women, it's about the people of Nasarawa State. But the majority of them, you will be surprised that this same woman set up a situation room to monitor the progress of the election. I know I was in my house watching the progress in Channel Television, watching the progress in Arise Television, monitoring. The whole world was monitoring what was going on.
Some of your supporters were already jubilating that you had won.
This woman,
but before Irev declares the final result.
What do you expect from a mother, a widow that lost her husband as a result of insecurity? So that the download on Irev was 99.5%. What we're waiting for, that one is a substantial compliance in terms of the outcome. One should start celebrating. When the download on Irev was 99.5%, what we're waiting for was just 4 units, in Gayam ward, and then 2 units in Awe local government, in Tunga local government. But we have received our situation room have collected everything, and we're leading. We led. Just that, and then in that same election, the House of Assembly accreditation of Gayam ward was 13,000. But suddenly, the one that returned Sule, the added figure from 13,000 to 33,000 accreditation out of 34,000 registered voters. Sir, it has never happened in the history of election in Nigeria, where 34,000 registered voters and 33,000 came out to vote.
Yeah, and they want to talk about this. But
those are the things, those are the messages on the placard that those women are carrying. Please explain how 33,000 accreditation out of 34,000 accreditation.
What did your own party agents give to you? Because you had party agents across these places.
They gave us 13,000.
What INEC placed?
No, those women are volunteers. They are also monitoring the election.
Oh, okay.
So you try to understand their emotion. They monitor the election. Some of them are agents. They know they know that the accreditation in Gayam ward is 13,000. But then there is a magical 3 figure that made it 33,000 for Sule. But in the same election for House of Assembly, it was 13,000 that was declared. And yet someone was celebrating.
Well, this sounds similar to what happened in Obingwa local government in Abia State. Now, as we try to round off this conversation...
Did you mention Abia State?
Yeah, I said it sounds close to what happened in Obingwa.
Yes, they got justice by the return... State. Yes, they got justice by the return officer, the state return officer. Yeah. But in our own case, you know the provision of Section 64 that said whether you are a professor of forensic or professor of science, I'm talking about those that came to return Sule in Nasarawa State, being a professor of forensic, professor of science, and yet the provision of Section 64 of the Electoral Act said verify that are conditions for announcement. Our agent raised objections and wrote petition physically and handed over to the professor that came to return Sule, but yet he never acted on it. He kept telling people that his own responsibility is to be an announcer. I want Nigerians and civil society to begin to look into the conduct of public officers. When there are constitutional, when you're given the responsibility, look at the condition of what you should do. If Section 64 of the Electoral Act says verify, there are conditions, verify. So long as you verify, you collate and make sure that your figures are correct. But you're coming to receive, to announce. It's not the responsibility of returning officer. And those are the things that those women agitate.
As we try to round off this conversation,
so short.
Well, I mean, you've already made a lot of points here. The groups in APC also said, what are you doing as a stakeholder to ensure that there's peace in Nasarawa State?
You see, we are all players in the democratic space in Nasarawa State. There has never been any record of violence or attack or counter-attack. But for those that are seen to be losers and those that have won, it's a community of families that some are Christians, some are Muslims who are living together in the same house. Some of my friends are in APC. And we live together, we eat together, we work together. So these women have been protesting, carrying a message on their placards, and it's very peaceful. And it's their constitutional right to express themselves, to call on relevant authority, to call on the judiciary, to call on relevant authority, civil society, international community, to have their eyes in what is happening in Nasarawa State. So that what transpired in 2019, card reader failed to work out of 616,000 accreditation. According to INEC CTC that we got from INEC, card reader failed to work up to 84% of the total this thing. So what is happening in Nasarawa State is not new. They are traditional riggers. They've done it in 2019, and they can't go scot-free in 2023.
Well,
we have resolved, and that is why we have the best team of lawyers. I don't want to discuss this issue because my lawyers,
for you to actually head to.
Of course,
what I'm more interested in is to ensure that there's no breakdown of law and violence, because I mean, these APC-led groups are already calling on the state government and the police to ban protests in Nasarawa State, because they say the PDP is telling lies against the Abdullahi Sule-led state government, and that the APC won the elections, that you're not making use of the cause, you want to cause chaos in the state.
You see, it's left for the authority. Either their allegiance and oath of duty is to the country or to Sule. Sule cannot use these people as his instrument of suppression. We will resist that, we will say no to that. And that is why nobody can stop us from going to court, and we have submitted our petition to the tribunal to get justice, because I'm a product of justice. Ombugadu versus CPC, you know the story.
Yeah, man, you were one of those people that came with the Buhari
that the judiciary is there to protect the mandate of the people of Nasarawa State. And those women that are protesting are not just protesting, but they are conveying a message. Give it to them. They are responsible mothers. The governor came out to accuse them that they are prostitutes. How can the governor of a state come out to accuse our mothers? There is a student that called me, and another person from US, that my mother is among those women. I am supporting what my mother is doing, because she is supporting the deepening of democracy in Nigeria, that he told the mother to go ahead with what she's doing. But yet the governor is calling his mother a prostitute. And those, our mothers, prostitute.
That's terrible indeed. Of course, we shouldn't have that in the political conversations. But like I had said earlier, there are these calls for the state government and the police to ban protests. What would you be doing on your own to ensure that even those who come out to protest in support of you do not get engaged in acts of violence that could actually trigger,